Hello everyone, this is Ellie of Herbcraft by Ellie Apothecary. It is August 5th, 2025. The moon is in Capricorn. Welcome to another collective tarot quest. Just thought we all could use a little cleansing. Today I'm doing both video and ASMR style. We'll see what comes out. Finally figured out how to use my microphone. We like to kick back here, so I may put a timestamp in the description box if you want to skip ahead. Otherwise, welcome for the journey. So I'll take a deep breath in. And out. One more breath in. And out. Alright. I'm going to chime my bell in 3, 2, 1. Whoops. Mercury is still retrograde for a while. You know, usually I do a longer chit chat, so we're gonna skip that. I just saw 144 on the timer, by the way. I think we're just gonna hop in today. I know, shocking. I'm full of surprises. What I'll do is I'll link a video from one of the last couple weeks readings that has a really great intro in it, and it's all about the ASMR tarot quests and how I do my readings, so it'll probably be one of the first links in the description box. I was doing a little pre-shuffle as I read in, and the first card to come flying out was the Tower card. I put it back in, we'll see if it comes back out, but yeah, so something big is coming, and we are approaching the Lionsgate 8/8 portal, which I talked about in my recent Astro Highlights video. That'll also be in the description box. I just pulled the Ace of Swords in reverse, so something about truth being revealed, truth needing to be revealed. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, about some kind of work. Now this is a collective reading, it's a timeless reading, so you can pretty much use it at any time. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and if you consider subscribing, we would love to have you. Wow, 4 of Wands in reverse. Where are we going, collective? For those of you that are enjoying the ASMR experience, I do read every card out. And yeah, it's been a long time since I did video format, so I will do my best to remember to actually show you the cards. I'm working with the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Super shiny Luna special edition. Yeah. I was going to work with my Cosmic Tarot deck, but I haven't doctored the nudity in it yet, so for the video version, I figured, why not use the new community deck? Thanks to your donations, I was able to give back to the channel through your generosity, so I always welcome that. 4 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. And who do we have? The Emperor on the bottom there? Yeah, the Emperor. Interesting. And the Tower. Okay, well. The Emperor. But now the Tower is in reverse. So that's interesting. We just transmuted a tower talking about it. I'm going to do just this intuitive read. Multiple groups in the collective are going to come out in this reading, so bear with the messages. If they don't click and you have patience, hang with it. If not, check out the shorter form, which usually come out on the weekends. I just got that this emperor has recently come out of a tower that revealed some truths about something they were working on, or something others they were collaborating with, or something they wanted to work with. It's caused some kind of instability to the foundation. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Or is that King? No, that's the Knight. This was something you were working on for a very long time. Or others were working on behind your back, and it affected your foundation. That's for some. Knight of Pentacles is also like a guardian protector, so someone's been with you on this journey. 4 Cups. Caused you to kind of look away from what you cared about. You had to learn how to balance your emotional stability, I'm sensing. Ooh, yeah, 9 of Swords. A lot of sleepless nights, and man, it was something you worked on hard, or somebody worked on really hard, and it just really upset you and got you in your head. I feel like this is past energy because the Tower is in reverse. Wow. Ace of Cups. You have a new blessing coming. Whether you want it or not, the way that just kind of fell out of my hand was funny. You do. You have a new blessing that's from Spirit that's coming to you, that's going to make you feel really good. There is a lot of competition around it with the 5 of Wands. So I think maybe you've been rebuilding something. Five of Cups. Some of you went through a really hard time. This has been very difficult to rebuild. Some of you are still going through it, or this is like the aftermath of the Tower. I mean, look at the Tower, look at this. This is just chaos, and whatever it was, it threw you out of sorts. Knight of Wands. But it brought you to a higher purpose. One where you lead now. Whatever you went through, you are both the Knight of Wands, the Emperor, the Knight of Pentacles. It seems like you had to learn when not to drag your feet and when to take action. For some of you, this is people you delegate to now, that you are in a position of authority. The Hierophant, oh yeah. We're talking to spiritual leaders here. Hello. Look at that. Welcome, welcome. The Artist. Now interesting, this deck has two cards that are not in traditional tarot. There is the Artist here, and then there's also the Well card. So this is kind of like the Magician, and also I'm still learning the card because I'm new with this deck, but yeah, it's very much Magician vibes. Just looking at this card, like, and he's not showing anything in the picture, so like I checked, but he's painting his universe like the Magician, right? Anything you want to create is yours now because of what you went through. And we don't need to get into that. Seems like this is a past energy. Perhaps you can give some kind of guidance to people who are not quite at this stage in their life, if you feel called at any point during this reading. So what is it that you are focused on creating? Seven of Wands, some form of defense. That's also divine protection. Whoever you are, you have very guarded energy. There's not a lot that wants to be shared here, and that's cool. Thank you for showing up to this reading and holding space for the collective as we go forward. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. You're working on ways to protect everything. What is important to you? Is anybody drinking any tea today? Coffee, whatever. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you prefer the video style or the ASMR style, interesting, please let me know in the comments. I usually do ASMR. We're all cozy here today with blue velvet and everything. I debated dressing up for y'all, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna be me. Got my messy t-shirt on and we're ready to go. I put the mountains out for you if you are watching the video version. If not, if I only do the ASMR, well, I'm sorry for being a tease. I apologize, y'all. We usually kick back for like an hour to an hour and a half or so on these, so you know, we're just having fun here. We're seeing who wants to come out. Maybe we'll touch on the Lionsgate portal. We'll see. We'll see. Six of Wands. Wow. Okay, for some of you emperors, right, we've had this Tower. Brought you a lot of pain and suffering that you had to learn to balance. but you became the Hierophant, or you went to a higher power and it brought you peace and stability, right? But we have the Six of Wands here with the Ten of Pentacles. So, darling, whatever you are building or built, it's definitely worth protecting. And you are amazing, and you're doing so good. And Spirit sees your hard work, and they're also helping you protect it. So I don't think you ever have to worry about going through what you went through. And don't forget about this blessing here, which could be creative. It could be a new form of self-love, of a divine love, or just this incredible experience you have with Spirit now in your daily life. It could be a whole new way of living. And that is the blessing of a tower, everyone. Okay? Yes, they cause chaos. Nobody likes them. A lot of people don't like change either. You know, it's interesting. You know, I saw this shimmering out when I was reading. It's the Eight of Wands. Again, I apologize for the glare. Oh, there we go. Moving towards something very quickly. Six of Cups at the bottom here. Some kind of soulmate connection or some passion project that makes you feel like a kid again. If it is a past life soulmate, and again, this could also be on a more mundane level. This could be a childhood friend. This could be somebody you used to date from your childhood or younger years. So there is love here, and it seems like you want to move towards it, or a creative project with somebody from your past. It's part of what you're protecting. It's part of what you're building. Is there any advice we can give this person, Spirit, for their journey? Three of Swords. Ouchie. What about this Three of Swords, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles. Remember what you've nurtured here. Remember what you've built. Remember what you've come from, not what broke your heart. Whatever you're moving towards, keep focusing on nurturing your stability, and you're going to continue to have success. Okay? Also, you could be headed towards a very stable, grounded person who's very nurturing and has comforts in life. The grapes in this deck, or in this picture, are kind of standing out to me here. Oh, there we go. What can you tell us about this heartache advice? Which one is it? This one? Wow, King of Pentacles. We have a divine match here with, as far as stability goes. So for those of you that this is about love, you're headed towards your match. They are grounded, stable. They have something of their own that they have built. Possibly both of you are business owners or entrepreneurs, or just very independent people who like the simple pleasures in life. For some of you, this could be you prefer to have a higher status material life. And for others of you, you have learned how to stabilize the spiritual with the mundane, the 5D with the 3D, to create this kind of abundance and wealth. So this is a staple couple. This is also the traditional kind of married couple. So some of you could be returning to somebody that you... It's possible there was heartbreak in the past. I mean, I don't think it's with this person, but I feel like there's some kind of heartbreak you are digesting here, right? I feel like this is somebody new that is a past life connection, but again, apply it how it fits in your situation. And again, gender is not traditional in tarot. Just apply the cards how they fit. I talk about this in that video I was talking about at the beginning of this one, as far as the intro to how I do tarot. Wow, Temperance. This is amazing. Wow. This is balance and stability and peace and like higher divine love. Like one or both of you, if you believe in it, could be an earth angel or just a really sweet tempered souls who have probably gone through a lot in your lives, and that's why it seems that you must have both gone through similar things in your life in order to be in this position. And you're like the good story of what happens when you overcome really hard times. Okay, because you don't get to being an emperor without going through some things. And the King of Pentacles, it's not just about money, it's about like security within yourself, right? This is beautiful. I just got chills. Wow, this is beautiful. If this applies to you, I really wish you well. This is amazing. So I think, let's get a little more on the Three of Swords here. Oh, Nine of Wands. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. After everything you've been through, you're still a little weary. You are the wounded warrior. Perhaps this tower, you've had another one, or it's like you don't want to go through this feeling again. Like you don't want to be exhausted like this again. You just... everything, it's all about the peace and the balance and the temperance. I feel like pulling from the cosmic energy. Resilience is your source of strength and challenges. Resilience. Look at that. You both are resilient AF, right? Okay. So if you're worried about going through that, I don't think you have to worry about that with this person or whatever you're moving towards. Yeah, you're moving towards joy. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. Okay. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Okay. So you know what you're doing, you're resilient, and you're going to experience joy, okay? Is there anything, I feel like there's something you want to know about this person. I feel like you are moving very quickly towards them because we had the Eight of Wands and they are speeding forward on a horse. So I feel like you want to know, and I don't typically tap into other people's energies for some reason, and also you want to speak up about something to this person. So my throat chakra is really bugging. Let's see from Spirit, what kind of advice can we give this person as far as how to speak to this person? Because I don't necessarily want to tap into their energy because they haven't consented to be here. And unless Spirit allows me to tap into their energy, which would be for the highest and greatest good, because that's the parameters I set in all my readings. We'll see. What can we give advice as far as speaking to this person's spirit? I feel like despite everything you've been through, you're still kind of nervous about communicating something. What can we tell them? The Well. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We pulled the two most unique cards. Okay. This is like the Empress on speed. This is like Empress 2.0. Maybe I shouldn't put it that way. Excuse me. But this is like, you know, perhaps you want to tell this person how you want to create a new world. Wow, Eight of Swords. On the bottom in the hidden energy. And I'm losing my voice, so like the Queen of Swords. And the Moon. Wow, okay. Queen of Swords. The Moon. And we have the Magician, and then we're just gonna, oh my goodness. The bottom of the deck has a lot to say. There's a lot you want to say. The Ten of Cups. Wow, look at that. You want it all with this person. You want to create with this person. You want to speak your voice, and you want to do it in a way that is very well-mannered, but to the point, direct. You want to be clear. You want to make sure you are heard well, and there isn't any confusion. And it seems like you want to talk about some things that you have been through with the Eight of Swords. Things that used to keep you trapped in your head, and ways you don't want to do that, ways you want to create more with the Magician here, which with the Well, which is like Empress 2.0 plus the ultimate creation card. You want to talk about how you can manifest this kind of life with this person. So you're looking for your divine match, you're looking for your divine union, and it seems like you found that person. So what can we tell this person as far as advice on how to be this Queen of Swords? Hello. Queen of Wands in reverse. That's interesting. We're just going to turn her up right for a sec. Queen of Wands in reverse for advice. Let me get one more card on that, Spirit. King of Swords. Now we have two divine matches. We have the King and Queen. Okay. Whatever you have to express to this person, they're going to understand. In fact, they've been where you are. They've had to put up their sword and cut things out. They are in a position of authority, and they are also very good with their words and a great communicator. You both could be really great communicators, so I don't really know why you're worried about this, other than maybe you don't feel super confident or attractive. Maybe Spirit's telling you to focus on what makes you feel attractive. Like maybe you need to nurture yourself a little before you come forward. Maybe polish your look a little. Think about maybe how you want to manifest going forward, because this is also the Witch of the Tarot, the manifester, the co-creator. So like it's possible you aren't feeling like this person will find you attractive, whatever that means to you. That can be mental, emotional, physical, etc. And I mean, we're all attracted to different things, and if you're looking for this divine match, which it seems like you know who they are, they're also a past life soulmate. I don't think they're going to judge you for the things that you are worried about them judging you for. Remember why you are attracted to this person in the first place, right? Like, there's obviously a reason. So like, I don't want to tell you not to do something, but I think Spirit's trying to tell you to focus on making yourself feel a little more confident or attractive. Yeah, Eight of Cups here. Okay. We also have 8-8 now, which is appropriate for the Lionsgate. There's something you need to walk away from and leave behind before you come forward. This could be, I'm thinking it has to do with something emotional. Perhaps it's just your expectations of how people are going to be based on past experiences that hurt you. And, you know, the Lionsgate portal is also great for clearing karma, right? I talked a little bit about this in my astrology video for the month. Astro highlights, Luna notes, and psychic oracle reading for the month of August. But again, this is a timeless message, so just focus on like abundant energies, okay? Like what makes you feel abundant? What doesn't make you feel abundant? Maybe look at that. But it seems like you're like ready to come forward. Like I do feel this speed picking up all of a sudden. So if you don't have time for that, for whatever reason, what does Spirit have to say? Page of Cups, offer your cup. They're telling you to go for it. They're like, just get out of your head and like, just go for it. Whatever it is, if this isn't about love, this could be about, again, a passion project with somebody from your past. If that's the case, maybe you're worried about how it looks and how it's going to all come together and if the other person is going to like the idea as much as you do. But Spirit's telling you that it's going to be successful. Is there anything else we can tell this person? And then I think we're going to move on in the collective. Thank you for being here and starting off this tarot quest. Page of Swords in reverse. Stop watching. Spirit's like, get a move on. Giddy up. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. No more of this. Look, you're upside down. Your sword's sticking in the ground, okay? Pull it out. It's time to go, King Arthur. Cool? Alright. That's what Spirit wants you to know. I don't think you need to know anything. I think you just need to make your move. So, good luck to you. And if this tarot reading helped you out, and if this applies to multiple people, which it will, it is collective, leave a comment. Love to hear your story. And I do offer personals. So, if you're interested in elaborating, hit me up. Contact info in the description box. Alright, you know, I think we're going to clear the table here and switch decks. Alright, let's go with the Herbcrafters Tarot now. This is Ace of Cups at the bottom. We're still talking about love. It seems like a lot of you want to talk about love today. And, I mean, I guess that's one form of abundance with the Lionsgate portal coming up, right? So, we're talking about how we can offer our cup of love and shine with the Star card on the bottom. Can I get this to focus? These cards are a little glossier. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so this deck, the Hayas are pages, the Adelitas are knights, the Madres are queens, and the Curanderas are kings. So wow, still very powerful energy. High of air in reverse on the bottom. Okay, so if you're from the last reading and you're still here, they're telling you stop thinking about it and stop watching and move. Adelita of Earth, that's the Knight of Pentacles. Even if you move slow, start moving. I don't know. Desert might be significant. I'm picking up. This is a Latin-based deck, so I can sense some of you are like arguing and you're like still trying to like come up with reasons. Okay, apparently you still want answers and you're being very persistent. Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yes, there's going to be equal give and take. Six of Wands. Again, success. Like, get out of your head. Like, go for it. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Look at how pretty that is. That could be a picnic with your loved one. Yeah, you could be doing that if you start moving forward. Okay. Let's talk to the rest of the class now. Spirit. Let's bring in some more energy for the collective. Ace of Cups in reverse on the bottom, upside down though. Somebody does not want to talk about love here, and that's cool. Perhaps we can give you some advice. Let's come out again. Four of Wands, upright. Hidden energy. Justice in reverse on the bottom. Oh, I'm fumbling the cards so much. Pardon me one moment. I have the Divine With Me music playlist from my Spotify on, in case you were wondering, per usual. My profile link is in the description box. So, wow, I turned it upright. I'm such an optimist. Just turn that Ace of Cups upright. I'm just kidding. No, I do transmute energies though, and let's see what Spirit has to say. Yeah. 10 of Cups in reverse. Some of you are going through a feeling of lack, and that is something that you can focus on with the Lionsgate portal. Moon in reverse. This is coming to light. This is coming from the shadows. Perhaps this is part of the collective that had the Tower come out at the very beginning in my pre-shuffle. Adalita of Water, so Knight of Cups. This is interesting. Kind of confusing, but interesting. The Hermit. High Priestess in reverse. Just gonna read into this for a moment. Wow, someone really wants to talk about this, but they're nervous. 8 of Water. 8 of Cups again, walking away. But looks like you've walked away and found peace and serenity. Five of Swords in reverse, possibly by walking away from people who gaslit you and caused a lot of conflict, a lot of manipulation, regret. Adalita of Air, which is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, people who were very verbally unkind, possibly worse than gossip or slander. Some of you could have come out of this, like this could have been a relationship, and you're wondering how you can offer your cup of love to something again. It's something that's recently come to light for you. And it's possible because you didn't take care of yourself and it destroyed whatever you had. But a lot of people didn't see this with the Moon in reverse. And you went into hermit mode because of this right here, right? You went to create something new and discover new knowledge and ways. For some of you, this could be a new craft that you picked up. And it revealed a lot of secrets with the High Priestess in reverse, right? I'm going to hold it upright just to see the image. But this is the all-seeing, all-knowing. It's possible this also, like, kind of knocked you off your intuitive path. Like you weren't able to see things clearly until you took care of yourself, right? With the 8 of Cups. And this here, like, sure, this deck is beautiful, these herbal cards, but this is like scattering your thoughts by conflict and other issues and whatnot, right? Knight of Swords in reverse. Someone tried to take your peace. Or this is stuff that you did and that you've realized you used to do and you went into hermit mode. Spirit, what can you say about that? The Magician. Wow. It seems that for some of you, you may have orchestrated yourself. It's possible you were this person and you're realizing that now. And you have everything here to create your own reality. You have ultimate happiness and abundance. Spirit, what can we tell this person as far as advice? The Devil in reverse. Okay, so it's telling you to get out of these old mindsets, old patterns, old behaviors, old ways of being that are no longer serving you. Sure, that pie looks really good, right? But it's not serving you. It's not serving you anymore. So if you still have these attachments, whether they be people, substances, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, things that you have refused to work on, okay? That looks like something worth working on. It's like a really nice meal. What is that, sweet potatoes or something? Yeah, like sweet potatoes. Looks like they're not making a meal, they're actually dyeing cloth. This is the Herbcrafter's Tarot, so it's pretty unique. Perhaps you need to learn on, some of you need to work on your sacral energy as far as what's blocking you for creating, for moving forward. Or perhaps some of you need to go further into hermit mode and do a detox from sacral energy, which is your creative flow, your sexual energy. The Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you should probably plant yourself for a while. You see that? It's upside down. Okay. The Chariot's all about moving quickly towards something on a journey or your home. But this, it's telling me instead of clearing obstacles, like you just need to plant with this particular image with the little roots and all that. Plant yourself. Hermit mode. Focus on a craft. Focus on something you can work on. Adelita, fire. So that's the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this is some energy from the last couple of readings when we were talking about the Knight of Wands. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands. You're used to taking quick, swift action, being a little impulsive, and this has really thrown you off your game. Some of you are at a certain age where you just can't get away with that anymore. Okay? Spirit's telling you to focus on this, focus on your revelations. What do you want to move forward to? Like, what do you really want? Spirit, what do they really want? Can we shed any light on what this part of the collective could possibly want? Strength, garlic. How appropriate for Leo season. Again, timeless message, but this rules Leo. This is about learning your strengths, learning your weaknesses, and the timer said 44:33, by the way, on the video, so that could be a synchronistic number for you. It's also mirroring. Some of you are mirroring somebody who's had a lot of reason to have strength, who's gone through it. Perhaps that person is the reason you started to realize these behavioral patterns. You know, this came out upside down, but I wanted to take it upright. And that's the Queen of Cups, Madre of Water. Yeah. Somebody that you used to love deeply. Very sensitive, loving, nurturing soul. But it's possible you did something to this person, and it's not going to apply to everybody, but I'm a very upfront reader, so, you know. Anyways. Yeah. It seems like this person may have healed themselves from whatever you did. Wow, that card's just like, bye. It's the Nine of Swords, yeah. They said, bye, I'm not going to be stuck in my head anymore. No offense to you, but, you know, if you ran a number on this person or people, if it was just a way of life, you know, it seems it's caught up to you and you know that. And it seems like you also want to do something about it, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yeah, you want victory, you want success. You might be part of the group from the Knight of Wands from last reading or two where you decided to do the work, and I did give public recognition to you that did decide to do the work, and I do try to give useful advice, not just criticize people. And we'll also look at things from the perspective of the other part of the collective that had to go through this, you know, and keep it balanced here. Seven of Wands in reverse. That's good. Some of you are putting your guard down. If I can get this card. There we go. Yeah. Seven of Fire, Cinnamon. They also have herbal plant names if you can read them on the cards here. And for some of you, you're learning how to accept help from Spirit. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Earlier we had the Three of Pentacles in reverse for the first group with the Emperor and the two Kings, right? Raspberries, I believe that is. You're having a hard time collaborating or working with others because of what you went through. What advice can we give you for that? Queen of Wands in reverse. Again, I mean, this is the same advice pretty much for a different reason, different group in the collective, but Queen of Wands in reverse is thinking about things that don't make you feel confident, that doesn't make you feel very attractive. You know, what do you want to create? Because she's like the ultimate creatrix. She's the magician. She's the witch. She's the all-powerful boss baddie, right? And again, apply the gender however you want. It's an energy, okay? So it's like, don't focus on ways that you have destroyed. Like, focus on ways that you can create again. We talked about the Hermit and possibly having, wow, High of Fire, exactly. Page of Wands. Start off with a new learning attitude with something. And this could be your self-development. This could be something tangible you're working on. This could be a new project. This could also be something you want to communicate to others. Maybe you can help other people through your experience, some things that you've learned. What are some things that this person has learned, Spirit? Four of Pentacles, how to build a strong foundation, how to be secure within yourself, how to focus on one task and follow it through to the next, to the next, to the next, and carry it through. You have something here you're building that is becoming sustainable, so don't give up. Whatever it is, whether it's yourself or something else. Wow! Well, that's interesting. Ten of Pentacles, and it came out sideways like this. So you could have it all with your security, with your family, with your foundation, like whatever work you're doing now, it's going to lead to this. But it being on its side, it's kind of like, it's kind of fragile right now. You know, you're not quite where you need to be, but this is something that you can have. And look at all that abundance. And we're talking about Lionsgate and abundance portals and attracting and manifesting. Like, the work you're doing is going to lead to that. So don't give up. Don't give up. And if you're down on yourself for how you may have messed up in the past, look at that and be like, all right, I screwed up. Now let me forgive myself so I can move forward. And then we have Haya of Earth, so Page of Pentacles in reverse. You feel like you can't move forward on something. Like you're completely stuck. Or you could be really stubborn. For some of you, you could be really stubborn. And you want to do things your way, and that's going to delay you a lot, I'm telling you. Like, if you continue to be stubborn, it's going to delay you. Like, look, this can either be like a wonderful craft that you're capable of doing, or it can be a big old tangled mess. Like, don't make things harder on yourself than you need to, Spirit is saying. Ooh, speaking of, pardon me, shift here. Have kind of a makeshift location today, but we're going with it, you know. So focus on ways you can nurture yourself and love yourself. Okay? Four of Swords in reverse on the bottom here. Some of you really need some rest. And it's possible you're being too stubborn and you're not getting it. Cleansing. Yeah, some of you need to cleanse. Cleanse your mind and spirit, remove negative energy. Remember, when you're processing a lot of heavier emotions, wow, rebirth, every end is a new beginning. Phoenix energy at the bottom. Some of you are in the middle of an awakening, spiritual awakening. This could be some things. You're not going to believe. Okay, so we have meditation, right? But right underneath that is awakening, right? You see that? And then bravery. We were just talking about having courage, not focusing on things that you're not feeling attractive. We got freedom in reverse. So some of you feel like you're in like a self-made prison. We don't have the Eight of Swords in reverse, but we're just going to leave that there. Yeah, some of you are like really spunky right now and you just feel like everything might be encroaching on your freedom. You know, when you're going through an awakening, you can kind of feel irritable and moody, like it's typical. You go through a lot of different emotions. It's not just the dark night or super high vibe spiritual moments. Like, freedom comes from inner liberation, right? So you have the power to free yourself. Bravery, right? For some of you, it's taken a lot of courage to do this. Face the unknown with bravery. Trust your steps. Awakening is the process of discovering your true self. Look how pretty that is. It's like two, the sun and the moon. Interesting. It's possible somebody, a divine match who turned into a karmic for you, triggered an awakening with you, with the sun and moon polarity there. Yeah, definitely focus on meditating and keep yourself cleansed, okay? That's going to help you a lot. We may actually keep this reading a little bit shorter today, everyone, if you can believe it or not. I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, I just heard, oh, like, no, don't end it there. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Wow, Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, you're becoming a more stable person. You're learning how to build abundance in your home environment. Perhaps some of you weren't taught how to be stable and safe in your home environment. I'm picking that up for a few. And these are things you're realizing. Perhaps you've been following my readings for a while, and you know we've been talking about inner child healing and Cancer versus Capricorn polarity. And we are under a Capricorn moon today, so how appropriate. This last full moon in Capricorn we had could have illuminated some patriarchal tendencies for you. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Ways that you may have blocked your own blessings, I'm getting from Spirit. So keep doing the work. You got some good advice here. I would like to actually let's see, what do we want to do? Let's go back to this deck. Let's talk to the people on the other side of this equation. Let's be all fair here, yeah? And this isn't to shame anybody or make anybody feel bad. It's just, you know, there's two sides to every story, right? Alright, I think that's all. Just got a big old mess here. That's okay. Page of Swords on the bottom, I think, there. Yeah, someone's paying attention. Good. Thank you. Alright. Let's get more comfortable here. Wow, Four of Swords upright. Some of you have got rest, so real quick. Just cleanse out the energy a little bit. For those that used to be with this Knight of Wands kind of type, we'll say, is there anything you would like to share about your experiences? We'd love to hear from you. And if you're the Knight of Wands and you don't want to hear it, that's fine. Come back later if you don't want to hear it. Otherwise, thank you for hanging in there and being brave, right? You could learn something here if you stay with us. I just heard that this could be a reflection of the divine counterpart to the first part of this reading. So we were talking about the Queen of Pentacles and becoming more secure. It's possible that the person from the beginning that the Emperor is headed towards is the other person in this story with this person from the past. I just channeled that in. So that's for some. It's not for everybody. But the correlation between the Queen of Pentacles card and the first reading and the last, picking up very strongly that for some of you, this is possible. So then we have two perspectives to look at there. Four of Cups, it was upside down though, in reverse. So you know what blessings you have. You know what's made you feel regret, right? Let me show this to you here. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's going to be different for a couple of you. So I'm getting two different groups here. Some of you really want to have a relationship again. You don't want to be single. You want to be committed. You want to be totally emotionally stable and ready for something like this. Like the Emperor, right? We're just going to refer to that because I feel like it's true with the energy. For some of you, you are not feeling independent enough to really even think about a divine union. For some of you, I feel like it's more about, for some of you, you want to go towards. It's funny is when I first started doing cards on YouTube, I was really not all about the love readings, and I still prefer to get into the spiritual side of things. I guess you could say it's more spiritual love that I tend to focus on, because I myself am a more deep soul like that, but I just go where spirit wants to take us. All right. Wow, the star. This is such a beautiful card. Look at that. You want to shine your light. Perhaps some of you are afraid to lose your independence, and ways that you may have lost your independence before. I'm sensing, for those of you that used to be with these Knight of Wands kinds, yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. People who really did not make you feel stable. They pretended to give you love and abundance and stability, but it was a charade. It was a mask. King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, for some of you, maybe you thought that this person from the past could be the stable person eventually, and you tried to help them shine in some way. That's a separate message for some. Wow, King of Wands in reverse. For some of you, this person was very reckless and unkind, brash, impulsive, maybe even a little mean. They could have also been extremely stubborn to a severe detriment that made you stop focusing on what you cared about, what you wanted to create. It dimmed your light. Yeah, Nine of Cups in reverse over the star. So it wasn't wish fulfillment. You thought it was. This person's like, yeah, I got all these cups, but whatever. But they're also standing at like the beginning of something here, right? You know what hasn't filled your cup. You know what's taken away from your cup. Like, you can't have the Ten of Cups with another person if you don't have personal wish fulfillment for yourself. So what did you learn? What did you learn out of this experience? Wow, Seven of Cups in reverse. How to get out of illusion. How to not be fooled by charades, right? How to trust yourself. And look at, I mean, this isn't even the Nine of Cups. It's like you're between. You walked away. You saw the illusion. You walked away, because Eight of Cups isn't here, but we have the 7 and the 9 here. That's such a cool card. It's like this dragon is protecting this. Like, somebody really, for some of you in the collective, somebody really did a number on you. And might have used the dark arts to manipulate certain situations, and you became aware of it, and you realized that everything you thought was your truth wasn't. I'm sorry you went through that. Whew, if somebody does not want me to talk about that, because I just got a sharp pain in my face. Well, we did just have that reading. What's done in the dark comes to the light. And Six of Swords, Spirit agrees. They are moving you to safer passages, or they moved you to safer passages. And it looks like in this card, you moved yourself. So whatever you did, you took what you needed to survive, and you got out for some of you, if it was that severe. And the King of Wands in reverse is not a joke. For some of you, this person was violent. Trigger warning. It's not something I want to elaborate on, but for some of you, and now we have the Devil in Disguise coming on. Like, are you kidding me? The music, it's so cunning. So this person seemed like perhaps the nice kind of personality type, and it turns out they weren't. They were a little devil, however you want to interpret that, and you got out. So good for you. Let's see how you're doing now, if you don't mind me asking. Wow, Queen of Wands in reverse. This person really made you lose your confidence. They took what made you magnetic and beautiful and worth pursuing, and they turned it upside down. That, or for some of you, I'm picking up, again, don't shoot the messenger. I am fair in all realms. You kind of became like this person because of what you went through. So it's possible you're going through some PTSD. I definitely recommend you talk to a professional if you need that. And that goes for everyone in the collective. That's not medical advice, but I am an advocate. So I thought I would mention that because, you know, some people experience trauma in different ways. Some people go into fight mode where everything pisses them off. Some people go into flight mode where they run away. Or they don't want to deal with conflict. Some people go into freeze mode where they completely shut down. Well, they just stop. It's like they become stagnant and in a loop, or stuck up in their head mentally. And then other people do what's called fawn. It's pretty much where you people please and appease, and you just continue to go along with what everybody else wants, never making yourself happy. And if you did that for people, remember that you're just as accountable as they are. And that's a hard lesson to understand, that you are also responsible for what you went through. Even if it was impossible, you know, and some of you had no choice but to go through what you went through. But you're out now. So I think perhaps just like the other characters, figuring out what makes you more attractive, what makes you feel more abundant, what makes you feel magnetic. It seems like there is a theme here for the Lionsgate portal, or again, whenever you're catching this message is meant for you. Interesting. Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil in reverse on the bottom in the split. Alright, so this is about not getting stuck in old patterns, habits, routines. That also means not continuing to date the same kind of person. You know, if you have a certain type, look at how that also reflects something in you. What is it about their inconsistency or brashness or whatever it was for you that suited your sense of stability in a way? Because sometimes when people are the enablers, they can kind of pride themselves on being the better person, and that's not really better either. And I know I might get a lot of hate for that. Yeah, that's not a very solid foundation with the Four of Wands in reverse. That's not what you want. With the Five of Swords, that's kind of toxic. It's like, why are you getting into these fights and these verbal confrontations with people? Why are you dealing with certain personality types that only bring out more pain? Okay? Could also have to do with your own thoughts and ways that maybe you tear yourself down that don't make you feel very attractive. Okay? What does make you feel attractive? What does give you hope for this? Is this what you want? Do you want this happily ever after with another? You have the Ten of Cups there, right? So, like, yeah, stay strong, as this song says. I don't know if you can hear it very well on the video version, but for the ASMR version, it comes up better. I think it's, what, Strong by Beth, what is it? Natasha something. Huh. Devil in reverse again. Yeah, put an end to these toxic behaviors, okay? Or if there's something, a bad habit you have, whether it's the way you talk to yourself, or maybe you don't take the time to take care of yourself. Some of you are constantly fighting. The Five of Wands was at the bottom with people in your life, and it's making it very difficult to be strong and to focus on what you want to create. So I'd look at eliminating some people and some energies that are keeping you from being your most attractive, magnetic, abundant self, right? What else can Spirit say about that? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. In what ways do you not want to do the work? Are there ways that you may be blocking yourself from being able to move forward? Or is this just a, you feel stuck and you don't really know how to move forward and what work to do? Spirit, what kind of work could this person, these people, this part of the collective, this group, whatever you want to call it, what could they do to embrace the work? Two of Swords in reverse. So for some of you, you need to stop blocking this progress, which you could be doing if you're still hanging out with combative and vicious people. And for others of you, you have made a decision about something in your life, some kind of fork in a road, and you need to move forward on it. Because just sitting on this decision is making, that's way too many cards, is making it very difficult for you to move forward. So how can we help these people become more decisive? We have the Empress in reverse. Interesting. It's interesting because we were talking about how this person could also be correlated, but I feel like we're talking to a different group than the Queen of Pentacles from the beginning that the Emperor is headed towards. This feels more like a separate part of the collective that is connected to the Knight of Wands. Does that make sense? Okay. So that part of the group, the Empress in reverse, the Empress is all about creating your most beautiful, abundant life, receiving. It's about staying in your power. Everything comes to you when you know your worth and your value, when you're able to hold it down and be sustainable, and also delegate to others and learn how to, well, be a star, right? We were talking about that. There's something that you're good at. There's something that you do that has the possibility to really make you shine. So it's like maybe that's what you need to work on. Maybe there's some kind of decision here having to do with how you create, or feeling like you have everything in your life to be successful, to be sustainable, to feel beautiful. So what kind of advice can we give, Spirit? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Again, like, you need to be patient and know that you're doing the work. You just got to take it step by step, okay? Because this is about having patience. This is about planting good seeds and watching it grow. But if you don't have the patience, that's something you need to establish in order to be sustainable, in order to be the Empress. Again, if you want to receive, you have to allow it to come to you. For those of you in this group that are not connected to the Knight of Wands, what can we tell you? The Knight of Cups in reverse. I feel like we're getting a lot of reversals all of a sudden. I feel like some of you are having a hard time with your emotions and you don't feel like you can successfully give your cup. Yeah, Five of Wands and then the Eight of Swords. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are afraid of being breadcrumbed. Some of you are afraid of love offers not being genuine, or just ending up with the same kind of type. That's the Knight of Cups in reverse, not the King of Cups. I don't know if I said Knight or King. Yeah, some of you are really afraid of love bombing and breadcrumbing, which, you know, with flighty, fiery kind of types of people, that can cause some trauma for people who have constantly experienced that. And, you know, we were talking in the original group with the Emperor about them overcoming something like that. So if you are connected to this Emperor in some way, I feel like you both can actually relate. And I think the last reading we talked about a similar group in the collective, which might be related as far as the divine union goes, where neither of you are going to breadcrumb each other. And I feel like perhaps you just need to believe it and then you'll see it. And again, communication is always good. Communication is always good. So if it doesn't have to do with that, it could just have to do with you learning how to also not sabotage yourself by going for the same thing over and over again. Page of Cups. Yeah, paying attention to what you offer your cup of love to. Perhaps you're somebody who's been a little bit more of a chaser in the past. Maybe that's something you need to look at. Perhaps you need to put that that cup of love into a new passion project, whatever it is that's going to make you shine and feel abundant. It seems like you could use some self-love. Wow, okay. 4 of Pentacles and the Fool. It seems like you're holding on to what you have that's making you stable, right? And it's interesting because the Knight of Wands in the last group also got the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. So sometimes this card can represent the need for letting go. But then we got the Fool here. I feel like it's saying you've got enough to start this new beginning. If you're concerned about your resources and assets and whatnot, whatever this new beginning means for you, you've got enough to move forward. You do have some kind of foundation, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Look at this character. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that looks like so much fun. Like and you've got a companion with you, which could also represent Spirit. Spirit is taking that leap of faith with you towards whatever this is. What is this that you could be heading towards? Let's move out of the other energy, please. Ooh, 10 of Swords in reverse. No more betrayal, let me tell you that. No more betrayal, no more of this. We're done with that, aren't we? You learned your lessons, you've come out of these hardships and what people have done to you in the past. This could be every little terrible thing that anybody ever said to you, and you finally decided to let it go. Maybe that's how you created a strong foundation and a new beginning for yourself, right? So you've got an idea. It definitely means move away from any people who are combative or toxic in any way, unhealed, whatever you want to call them. Feel free to drop a heart emoji in the comments if you're still following, and I thank you. 4 Swords, rest. So this particular group, you do need more rest. You need to meditate, you need to think, you need to be at ease and be calm. Keep your thoughts clear and pure and stable. And again, meditation I will recommend to everyone. Okay? Knight of Pentacles, and take consistent, diligent steps day in, day out, no matter how long it's taking you. Again, you establish patience by continuing to have it. 5 of Cups. Don't focus on this. I mean, if you gotta heal, if these things come up when you're meditating, when you're taking moments of stillness, acknowledge them. You're allowed to feel your feelings. Some of you have gone through a lot of pain and you feel like you don't know how to move forward. But it's like, whatever, for some of you I'm getting that this is a group here, right? The 3 Cups. Some of you, a group or a third party situation happened in your situation, whatever it is. But you've got union here behind you. You've got something supporting you. You've got some kind of co-creation that you can lean back on. Right? Who cares what happened here? And you're very close to something, some kind of stability here. You've got like a castle in the background, and you've got the flow of emotions. You can process them, you can get through them, and you can succeed. You don't have to stay here, but definitely take a moment if you need to, okay? Yeah, and again, the 5 of Wands, what do you want to fight for? You don't have to compete with anybody. If you're sad because you feel like you lost because there was a competition over a person or a place or a thing or whatever, it wasn't for you. It's very common to hear this saying now, but rejection is the best form of protection. Okay? So In what ways have you rejected yourself and not protected yourself? And that's attracted the wrong kinds of people, places, environments, opportunities in your life. All right, is there anything else we can say, Spirit, before we wrap this up? We're going to cut out a little early today. The Tower. Well, how appropriate to begin and end on the Tower. Some of you are sick of this, and I get it. I hear you. You're sick of it. You've been through one thing that's weird. Weird word, Spirit. One thing after the next, and it's just been one tower after the next, and you yourself could be also going through another awakening process. What great change needs to happen in your life as well? Where have you been keeping yourself stuck? It seems like for a lot of you it has to do with the emotional and mental, and I just saw 1-to-1 on the timer, another synchronistic number. Yeah, and to confirm that, we pull the 8 of Swords, being stuck in your head. Very mental, big focus on your thoughts. More 8s, 888, 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups. You had the 8 of Wands earlier. So how can we help this person feel more independent? I just got Page of Wands in reverse. Interesting. For some of you, you need to stop communicating with fools. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, 10 of Wands in reverse. Release your burdens. They're not your burdens. They're somebody else's. Do you want to be the Empress? Because you can't be carrying other people's stuff. And if you're moving ahead in different timelines, well, you want to be as light as possible for that journey. The Hermit. Some of you need, this will help you come out of hermit mode. Like, if you've been kind of reclusive and like just focusing on your self-care and trying to heal and just be left alone from people of the past, by releasing these burdens, you're going to be able to come out. You're going to be able to show people what you've learned and be the star. Really be that light. Wow. Some of you need to focus on, okay, some of you don't want to hear this, but you have the Lovers in reverse. Some of you don't need to be focusing on any unions right now, okay? Except the one with yourself. This is in reverse. So there's some kind of imbalance there. And, you know, I feel like we could go deeper here, but I'd really like to say, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, by all means, links are in the description box. I do pre-recorded or live over the phone readings. I'm also a professional astrologer. So, yeah, book with me if you'd like. But I think we're going to conclude this here. Let's just say one last thing on this Lovers in reverse. What can we tell this group? The Emperor. For some of you, become your own emperor. And it doesn't matter if you are any gender. Okay? Some of you are the emperor, and you just need to learn how to do your business to become the empress. Because remember, the empress was in reverse. And also, the emperor and the empress is the divine ultimate spiritual love. Okay? So if you want this, then use what you've learned. For some of you, you've had to be in your divine masculine a lot in your life, especially for the feminines, or if you're like a single parent or something. You've had to kind of be the one that makes all the decisions, right? And perhaps you're not very comfortable with receiving. You're not very comfortable with feeling nurtured and loved. So it's like, perhaps you need to look at ways that you've been too tough, too stern, always acting, but not actually receiving. Because again, if you want to be with a partner that is this higher spiritual love, that is this stable force where you're both equally yoked, then you have to take care of yourself and think about ways that you have created your own reality and be proud of yourself for that work. And then allow the universe to show you what's next. And then you'll become the Empress. And then you'll get your divine union. Okay? See if we want to pull just a little bit more cosmic energy on that. I think that's pretty much it. Compassion. Compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself. And like a few readings back, or a couple, whatever, we got both the compassion cards. So yeah, don't be so hard on yourself, and know that I'm speaking this all from love. I wish you all so much, and I hope that you find exactly what you're looking for, and I hope that you all have great luck on your journeys. Balance. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. And at the beginning of the reading, we got temperance, right? So compassion is going to bring you balance. Every time you get a negative thought, okay, so let's talk about transmutation. Anytime you start to say something terrible about yourself or other people, realize that it's a projection of something you feel deeply within yourself. And if you can, identify where this came from. Where is it something that an authority figure used to say to you, like a parent? Like some of you I'm getting might be perfectionists, and you might say, oh, I can never get anything right. Well, if you want to have an abundance mindset and not a lack mindset, you have to look and go, how have I got things right? How have I created beautiful things? How have I invested well in my life? How have I shown the world what I can create? All right? Turn it into something beautiful. And then you can have this. But you gotta have it within yourself first. And I know it's annoying, but it's the truth. So I wish you all the best. And I'm gonna conclude this reading. Bye.